We have pumpkins growing in a few different areas of our garden, including outside of the garden. And the two big ones that I see are the State Fair winter pumpkins. I started Connecticut field pumpkins. I've got Long Island cheese pumpkins growing. Lady Godiva. We pretty much harvested all of the baby boo pumpkins. And I had several others that I started this year and I wasn't really successful with it. My most successful year with pumpkins, I think, was 2020 or 2021. I can't remember. But I had grown them in our yard and I just put down some manure, the seeds, and they vined through our yard and I got amazing harvests of pumpkins. We did end up expanding the garden, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna start them in the garden beds and then just let them vine wherever they're gonna vine. And it's worked out okay that way, but not as well as when I just grow them in our yard. So I think next year I'm just gonna go back to my old method of a little bit of manure and then just let the pumpkins go in our yard. We should get a better harvest of pumpkins. I believe that the Lady Godiva pumpkins have made their way to our Amish paste tomato trellis. You just saw me harvest all of the Amish paste and Comstock sauce and sliced tomatoes that are blushing. And I've got 2 Lady Godiva pumpkins growing on that trellis. I think I may be able to get them to grow long enough to be able to ripen. If it doesn't make it, if any of the things that are growing don't make it, the chickens love this stuff. So if it's not something that we'll be able to eat, the chickens will be able to have it. It kind of works out that way. Having chickens and a garden is super beneficial for so many reasons, and that's one of them. For winter squash, I've got a spaghetti squash growing over here, and then we have a couple butternut squash and some honey nut squash. So I've already harvested 1 butternut squash this year. I'm gonna go ahead and harvest the other 2 today. And we have several others that are growing that started to grow late. Some of them I pollinated myself because I didn't know if they were gonna get pollinated. But those ones are growing also. I'm just gonna leave them on the plant for as long as we are able to. It is fairly warm out today. Right now it is in the low 60s, about 61 degrees where I am. We are forecasted to be hovering in the mid to low 40s at nighttime. We are hovering around the frost temperatures, but we shouldn't get to a frost this week anyway. I don't think it's time for me to harvest all of the green tomatoes. I usually wait until I know we are going to have a solid frost, and then I'll come out here and harvest every single tomato I see, whether it's green or not. All the tomatoes come off and they go inside. I store them in like a box type situation, flipped upside down, and they slowly ripen indoors, and I'm actually able to still get fresh tomatoes going into December sometimes because I'm able to do that. But I don't know what this year is going to look like. Every year is kind of a little bit different, and we don't know if we're going to be able to do those things. The plan for today is just going to be to harvest everything that I can see that's blushing. I have many things inside that I need to process, and I have not had the chance to do it. I'm just going to harvest all the things that I need to. I've already harvested the Amish paste and the Comstock sauce and slice, and now I'm going to head over to the Roma tomatoes. These are Roma VF from Dollar Tree. I don't know if any of these are good, but they're Roma VF from Mowing. These are San Marzano tomatoes. Oops. Got like 1 or 2 Opalka tomatoes and a couple small pink Oxhearts. This is a small crimson giant. A crimson not so giant. It's normal this time of year for tomatoes not to grow as big as they normally would, but these ones I haven't had luck with like I have the Abe Lincolns, where they really grow large, but they're still nice tomatoes. And here's another one. That's a Dr. Wyche's yellow tomato. While we're over here, I started Alaska peas in this corner on September 16th, and those are growing. I don't know if we'll have time to get something from them, but they have a tendency to be pretty cold tolerant. I'm hopeful that we'll get some peas from them. We've got like 8 blinking tomatoes over here, but a couple of them aren't looking so hot. This one is for sure rotted, and we'll go to the chickens. And same with this one. But this one, that one's a nice one. It's like a Mountain Princess tomato. And we've got several Arctic Rose tomatoes over here that are splitting. I think I'm just going to harvest this one too because it's splitting. It's also blushing on the bottom, so once it starts to show color like that, it's already started the ripening process inside, and it's not going to grow anymore. You see a couple of beefsteak tomatoes over there. We've also got peas growing in the cucumber bed. I have Avalanche and Green Arrow, and I think I have Green Beauty peas. I haven't checked over there to see if those have sprouted yet, but from what I can see, I'm gotten quite a few to sprout, so we'll see what we're able to get. I also started dinosaur kale out here in a container, and that's all sprouted. I have other things that I started around the garden that I can't remember. But I have to go in and help the kids with some stuff, and then I'll be back out to finish the harvest. I just realized I left the garden gate open, and the chickens are like right around here. They could have very easily gotten in here and made a mess of things, but they didn't. So now we are back out here. It's been, I don't know, maybe an hour or so. We'll start with honey drop. A chicken back here. I came over here to grab the rest of the honey drop cherry tomatoes, and I heard her behind me. Aw, she's molting. She's also one of my favorite chickens. What are you doing? I see where you were digging. It's okay. Come on, baby. This is a mess. It's okay. Oh, it's okay. Here we go. She's so funny. We got her out of there. She's off behind the house. Looks like this honey drop cherry tomato plant in this container is pretty much done. A little bit of black cherry tomatoes. And red cherry tomatoes. Spoon tomatoes. These are Rosella cherry tomatoes. are Cucamelons. They're Mexican sour gherkins. And then I have the last of the sunrise bumblebee on this plant. Some of them have fallen. These are pink bumblebee cherry tomatoes. And these are geranium kiss. Steve collected some more Rosella. I think I found a triple crop tomato. We have moonbeam grape tomatoes. And maybe some Martino's Romas. We have a whole lot of Magic Hat jalapenos. And then these are the pumpkin spice jalapenos. So these are hot jalapenos. And we've got some Craig's Grande jalapenos. Ozark giant bell pepper. This is Grand Bell mixed colors from Dollar Tree. And this is a purple one. Alright, it looks like a couple of the green beauty peas have sprouted and they are growing. These are the Burpee Stringless Green Pod Garden Bean. Probably messed that up, but there's one, two. Those are pretty nice. I like the fact that they're stringless. Got some Odeon bush beans. I don't know if I like these too much. This is the second spot I've grown them. I think I tried them in a container and they really didn't produce much, and then they're over here in this raised garden bed and I really not gotten much from them. I mean, I still have a bunch of seeds, I think, so I'll try them again next year in a different spot, but so far not impressed. And then there's the jade bush beans over here. These are top crop bush garden beans from Dollar Tree. They're flowering. There's some beans that aren't ready yet. These are butternut squash from Seeds of Change. Honey nut squash from Mowing Organic Seeds. The kids had an appointment, or have an appointment, and 2 minutes ago. And Steve offered to take them for me so that I could finish harvesting, because I was not going to be able to finish getting everything I wanted to get. And it's kind of to the point where I can not come out here every day, and if I don't have to come out here tomorrow, while I enjoy being out here, I have so much to do in the kitchen. So that's what the harvest looks like. We got some tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, slicing tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, and paste tomatoes. And spoon tomatoes, cucamelon, some hot peppers, a couple sweet peppers, and then butternut squash and honey nut squash. I'm really excited. I have so much work to do inside. I think that's gonna do it for this video though. Thank you so much for joining me today while I harvested stuff from the garden. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!